Welcome back. Welcome back. Back with another episode. I know it's been a little drought, but hey, things happen, life happens. But I'm back to work, recovering from a little illness, but it is what it is. No excuses. We're going to keep this thing moving. So, you see the little setup is a little different. I'm not seated now. I'm standing, trying new things. Y'all let me know how you feel. But we're going to jump off in the first topic. We got three topics like always. First topic is I wanted to talk about some hip hop kind of related news. It was the recent allegations. Everything is alleged. I don't know 100%, but of the Big U situation. You guys might not know who Big U is. Big U is one of the founders of the Crips, or the head of the Crips on the West Side, LA, Slauson area. And excuse me, he's being accused of murdering his best friend's son. His son is a NFL player that plays for the LA Chargers. The kid lived with them for a good amount of time. The slain son, his mother, was the president of Big U's football program. So it's like they're very locked in. So, when he passed, apparently, allegedly, Big U didn't go to the wake, didn't go to the funeral, did not contact the family, nothing, just ghosted them. So, it boiled down to the point where they were asking for Big U's DNA to do a swab. He refused, which is weird, and they sent it to the feds and got a warrant, and it was mandatory for him to get the swab. Got the swab, and they confirmed that his DNA was underneath the kid's fingernails. He was found in the desert alone, and they found only Big U's DNA. So everybody's speculating, saying he got something to do with it, which in my opinion is not too far-fetched. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know who Big U is and the ties he had with the late great Nipsey Hussle, and the things that you have seen or heard that he's done, it's not too far-fetched. I remember when Nipsey first died and Big U was doing a live stream, and somebody had put in like one of the comments, "Long live Nipsey Hussle," and he read it out loud. And when he did, he started laughing. Like, everybody around him started laughing like it was a joke. And only certain type of people do those type of things. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to paint a picture of him as a villain, but you put out this content, and you guys can go look it up, but certain type of people that have remorse or some type of love or compassion for a human life or people wouldn't act that way. I wouldn't act that way. I don't have enemies, thank God, but I wouldn't treat my worst enemy that way, to laugh on camera about somebody dying. They got kids, they got family, mothers, wives, girlfriends, whatever. But with this whole case is going on, is being brought to light that apparently the mother has been talking to Whack 100, and they've been in conversations and saying that apparently like the end of this month, March, he's going to get picked up and he's going to be linked to the Nipsey Hussle murder, which in my honest opinion, if you're just asking me, I thought he had something to do with it anyway. Like, it's just too similar. It's a lot of variables in that case, in the Nipsey Hussle case, that why wouldn't he do that? Because from what I know or what I heard, allegedly, Big U wanted a percentage of Nipsey Hussle's income, and Nip won't have in it, and it's like they say over there on the West Coast, when it comes to gang culture, nobody's bigger than the program. Like, you not bigger than the set. You never bigger than the set. And, Nip blew up fast. He definitely, skyrocketed and did a lot of great things for himself, his family, his community. And, I hate to say it, it's like a crabs in a barrel mentality. And, ultimately jealousy and all that and envy cost his life. And then after he passed, I also allegedly, the guy Whack 100 I'm talking about, Big U, contacted him and was trying to find ways to get 20% of his estate. And it's crazy. Like, if you look into who this person is, it's too much negativity going on for me to just bypass that. This is not possible. So we'll see in the end of March. We'll see what happens. The things about the DNA swab and everything, that is true. It's not alleged. That you can look that up. That's fact. And the family saying that he never showed up at the wake, he never called or anything, that's fact. You can look that up. And it's sad. A young kid, I think he was around 21, passed away, and was murdered by some individuals and left him in the desert. Like, that's crazy. Also, like with Big U, I say he's head of the Rolling 60s or whatever. The kid that passed away was not gang affiliated. He was in college. He did everything he was supposed to do. He was an aspiring NFL player. Eventually, he was in college to try to get to the NFL. He did everything he needed to do as a kid. And I'm going to say rest in peace to him. And, prayers out to him and his family, because he didn't deserve that. I don't care what happened. You don't deserve to, die, especially at the age of 21, and, be on the straight and narrow and do everything you're supposed to do. If you want my honest opinion, if I had to guess what it was over because of the character of the Big U and the things I've heard, I think it probably would have been over money, extortion. Kids get NIL deals now in college. They get paid. He could have been good enough to get to the NFL. He probably wanted a piece of that, because he had him under his wing. He probably, he seems like the bully. Look it up. He does seem like the bully type. So that's what I get from it. That's my personal opinion. And, everybody's entitled to it. But yeah, man, it's sad. And I hate to, talk about it, but it is out here in the news. And I just felt like the people that tune in to me, I'll give y'all that and let y'all, take what you will from it and do your own research, because it's very unfortunate. But things like this, it happens, but I'm just going to leave that there. I'm not really going to dive too deep into it, but we'll come back with the next topic. So, all right, second topic, nothing serious. I just want to let my people know, the people that tuning in with me and, checking me out. I'm thinking about venturing out to reaction channels, maybe possibly gaming. I don't know about the gaming, but I'm like 80% on the reaction channels. I'm thinking about doing like, short, scary horror films, like indie people that's coming up, and, giving my honest opinion about how I feel about it. Maybe comedy, but definitely horror, comedy, romance, anything, So I'm thinking about doing that. So in the near future, you guys might see a different type of vibe, different, feel, different everything. And I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm just interested in that field. So you guys be on the lookout for that. If you got any opinions or, ideas, let me know, or something you want me to review or react to. I'm cool with that. Anime, anything, like, man, it's sky's the limit when it comes to that. So I definitely want to dive into that. And it's more, it's more opportunity there to connect with everybody, my people, new people I haven't even met yet, and, links with new creators and things like that, because some people I follow on YouTube, I see the connections that they build off of that. So I'm cool with that, and I really do like that vibe, and it's less strenuous than what I do now, which is not bad. I'm not complaining, but it's very laid back. Like you can go out here and, you know, pull up a video and knock it out and react to it. And so it's a lot of learning behind that too with the OBS software and stuff like that. But I ain't gonna get all into that. But yeah, I just want you guys to look forward to that. This video here is not gonna be that long. My video is never over 30 minutes, but this one will be a little shorter. It's been a while. I don't want to, you know, bore you guys to death, but I just wanted to keep you updated. And this topic right here was just about me doing my possible reaction channel sooner than later. I'll give it maybe a month, 30-day span, because I have to learn the software. I have to learn new things. So it's always a process with that, trial and error. So you'll see a lot of changes, just like you see me standing now versus sitting, different backgrounds. I'm pretty sure you guys noticed from the episodes, but hey, it is what it is, you know. But I'm doing it for you, for your entertainment, and hopefully you like it. If you don't, tell me. If you do, tell me. Hey, it's good either way. But yeah, so this is a very short segment right here. But yeah, I'm definitely looking into do reactions. I'm gonna start with definitely the short film thing, like I said. I'm trying to think on right off the top of the head right now. Video games, it could be anything, but I have a lot of options in that area, in that field. But that's one thing I do want to keep it authentic, and I don't want to be a leech. I'm not going to be that type of reactor that just becomes a leech and use somebody else's property to make it my own. So you'll never get that from me, because I don't hate that, but I don't appreciate that. I'm not that type of person to be here just to like, okay, what's hot? Let me grab this and just play the video and eat off of that. No, I'm not that person. So you won't get that from me. You'll still get the, you know, the dialogue and how I feel. And, you know, I don't want to oversaturate my video with somebody else's video. But definitely it's something to get into, and it's very, you know, relaxing, and people like that. And I want to give you guys something that you like. So stay tuned for that, and we'll get into the third/last topic. So last subject, in this sports world, recently it's still lingering around. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys heard about it. LeBron James, you know, LA Lakers legend / LA Laker, recently approached Stephen A. Smith, who's a sports commentator. He gives his opinion, critiques, you know, everybody in the sports world, from basketball, football, boxing, whatever. Been doing it for well over 30 years, I think. Recently, there's a video clip surfaced where LeBron James walked down on Stephen A. Smith during a game. LeBron was playing in the game, walked down on him on the sideline, stared him down, looked over him, basically like how I'm standing over the microphone, and pressed him about his opinions about his son, Bronny James. Bronny James got drafted 55th in the NBA draft. I might be giving him too many points. I think he averaged like 3 points or 5 points per game. Beforehand, Bronny had a heart scare, and I'm not sure, but I think it might be from that, but look into it, I think. But he had a heart scare on the court, and he had to, you know, dismiss himself from basketball for a while until he got better. Thank God he did. You know, I don't wish that on nobody. But he gets drafted, so he gets a lot of criticism because Bronny didn't get a chance to really prove himself as a player in basketball. And a lot of people in the sports world say that he got where he is, which is a LA Laker. He got drafted to his dad's team because of his dad. So they calling it nepotism, which it kind of is. I'm not going to disagree. But, you know, so he played a couple games in the NBA, and then he goes to the G League also to kind of like develop himself to, get ready for the big leagues or whatever, and he's played all right in the NBA, but when he goes to the G League, he drops like 30, which is, that's good, you know what I mean? But a lot of people, I'm not even getting to Stephen A right now. A lot of people saying like, yo, you're not ready. You're not an NBA type player. You might be a Rucker basketball player or something like that. You're not ready for the big leagues. You only here because of your dad. You riding your dad coattails, XYZ. Bryce is better than you. Bryce is Bronny's brother. And shout out to Bryce. They just won a championship, But, so he's getting a lot of flack for that. Bronny is. And to be LeBron James' son, that's a lot of pressure. So for him to even keep his head held high through all of this, I salute you, because that's not an easy thing to do, because you living in your dad's shadow, and your dad is arguably one of the best NBA players ever. So, and you have his exact name, you're a junior. So it's a lot. So you have to applaud and respect that for that young kid to be able to navigate through these times and stay strong and not break and still keep pushing forward. So I salute that. And me, I'm just speaking about what's out here in the world. So, Stephen A. Smith had a take and was basically like pleading with LeBron, the dad, as a father, please end this. He's not ready. He's not worthy, blah, blah, XYZ. And the way he worded it, I can kind of understand why LeBron was upset, because in some of those words and sentences that he said, it kind of questioned LeBron as a father. I could see that why he would take it that way. Like, you questioning me as a father, like, and LeBron is a stand-up guy from what I've seen and a damn good father. So I could understand how he would feel that way. But on the flip side, Stephen A. did something on his show where he said, I can understand why LeBron did what he did, XYZ. But then he went to Gilbert Arenas' show, all black show, and was like, man, that shit he did was weak. So the argument is now, a lot of people saying LeBron was weak. He was reacting out of emotion. He shouldn't have did that. You supposed to be the king. You supposed to be out for this and all this BS. And then you got some people's like, so you're a parent. You reacted like a parent would. If somebody's talking about your child, you're going to approach them. I get both sides. And that's why I'm conflicted with this topic right now, because I get both sides evenly. One side, your son is in the NBA. He's not omitted from criticism. You got to get it just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So I get that. And then I get the side with LeBron. Ain't nobody going to talk about my kids like that. If you got an issue with my kid, you got an issue with me. So I see it. So it's just like, you got to pick your poison on that side. I'm not going to tell LeBron what to do or what not to do as a parent. Do your thing. And I'm not going to tell Stephen A., who's been in this game for over 30 years, doing what he does, doing the exact thing he does, not to do what he did. You know what I'm saying? But it's here. You just have to navigate it as men, and hopefully LeBron and his son, progress in Bronny's career and he gets better. But yeah, it was a big mess, man, like, because it was real intense. Like, in the video, it looked like LeBron was gonna swing on him. Like, it was that serious. Like, he was nose to nose yelling at this man in his face, courtside, mid-game. It was crazy. So I get it, but should he have done it at a different time? Yeah. Could he have called him? Probably. Should he have done it during the game on live TV? I don't think so. If you asking me those type of questions, but it happened. We here and we talking about it. Now here's more criticism for everybody else about what LeBron did. We ain't even talking about his son. Now we talking about him. I'm pretty sure he don't care, but hey, you know, your actions, they lead to these type of things, and I'm not knocking him for either way. I'm not knocking either one of them, because it's his job, and LeBron, that's his son. You know what I mean? So I wish him all the best. I wish Bronny nothing but success. He's still young. He got a long way to go. He has a long basketball career ahead of him. So let's just wait and see, let him develop, and then maybe all of this will get buried quicker, sooner than later. You know what I mean? But with that being said, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you guys for tuning in with me. This is a short video, like I said, but next video we'll do it a little bit longer. I'm just getting back in the groove of things, and I appreciate everything you guys have said, done, and clicked and liked and all of that. You know, hit me up in the comments, suggestions with the reaction channel, and we're gonna take it up from here, man. So thank y'all. Y'all stay blessed. Peace.